screwing around and start!
View here, we're going to be talking about the last chapter of the Noble Knights. This is a new card that was revealed by Konami, and it has a kind of a generic effect, I believe they said. I have the most accurate definition that I could find, since apparently it was not actually explicitly shown the card, but they just described it. Here's the description we got: is Noble Knights, or the last chapter of the Noble Knights, is a normal spell card you can activate when your opponent controls at least one monster and you don't. It targets a Noble Arms and a Noble Knight monster in your graveyard that can be equipped with it, and then when it resolves, you can special summon the monster and equip it with the spell. You can only activate one of these per turn, and apparently that's the only limitation. That's what Konami said. I was at first very skeptical of this card, because what do Noble Knights need? They do not need a card that says you can take the cards that you've already done your combo with and use them. That is not what they needed. The deck needed a way to get to their combo faster. They need to be able to get to that set plays or few plays that they are able to do very well. And this card did not give them that. It said if you already got the play off, or if you tried to do the play and your opponent somehow stopped it, this lets you pull them back. Now, that was my initial response on the cards. That was a very wrong response, because I looked more into it, and I looked at some of the cards in the game right now. First of all, Foolish Burial. I will definitely be playing this in this deck now. I was seriously debating it, like I was testing it because you could send Guinevere and I wasn't certain about it, but I will definitely be playing this, because what does it do? This card lets you send whatever you want to bring back with this card. So it's sort of like that Monster Reborn aspect. Makes it so you only have to, if you want to play any at all, one soul charge, and that would be exclusively to make number 82. So that's not very important at all. Now what this card does is, it says you can take some combos and plays that you already know, some already like basic combos, and you can make it. But how are you going to make it? The new card that I'm going to say, that I don't always say play in decks, it's a card that's currently hyped. The card's Kuribandit. I hate saying this, but what does Kuribandit do? Normal summon, put 5 in the grave, and then add a spell back. And you have nothing on your field. And that's exactly where you want to be, because of these new cards. You don't have to play a lot of the random filler crap anymore as much as you needed to. So you can start running, if you want to, a little bit more traps or something. At the same time as you want to keep your standard spells and play cards and your standard boards, your standard Madrats, maybe 1 or 2 Dristan and stuff, but you don't have to play a lot of the just random cards. Like, you don't have to play Jaywin anymore. You don't have to play those cards, because this card says, bam, pull back 2. You have to have a clean field to use it, but that doesn't really matter. Being able to pull back Madrat and equip something to it immediately, and then send it to the grave. Special boars, bring it back, use boars, send 3, get this card, activate 1, XCs, it's amazing. I saw a video when it was saying how it can go plus 9. Well, it doesn't technically go plus 9, but at the same time it does. Because your hand size goes -1, but your field gets a monster out that's invincible. Being able to do that without having to normal summon even at all. And this card said there's no restriction. Besides that, your opponent has to have a monster. I mean, there's nothing else on there. It's not like I can't conduct my battle phase. It's not like I can't summon brothers and special summon another one or something. I mean, there's just things you can do. A lot of things you can do. You can continue doing your regular plays that you didn't always do. You can still play Artorgia, special summon Jaywin after you do this combo. It's just this card says, what I can do is now I can make my play. And it allows you to play cards like the Kuribandit. Or if you really want Needlebug's Nest, don't play Needlebug's Nest. Needlebug's Nest and Kuribandit are different cards. Needlebug's Nest fills your graveyard, yes. Kuribandit fills your graveyard and gives you your chance to save the spell. And this is a card like Soul Charge that says, when I save this, I can then just go off on the next turn. So I would say start playing stuff like 3D Prison and like a Threatening Roar or something like that, or 3D Prison Mirror Force, just to be able to protect yourself for when you do this. Or maybe try something like Gores, just because you can leave your field open and then you're just in a good position. I mean, I don't have to say anything else about that. The card is a really good card. I think that the effect of Merlin is going to say, when this card is summoned, you can, I think it's going to be Noble Knights Merlin. I'm hoping it'll be a warrior, and that way you can equip the equips to it, but I doubt it will be. its effect should say when it's summoned, you can add one Noble Knight or Noble Arms card from your deck to your hand. That would allow you to search for this card and then just be able to do really crazy shenanigans. You can special summon or normal summon this card, flip up Torrential, clear the field, get his effect, search for that card, activate the card, bring him back and equip something to it and go off. It's just, there are a lot of really cool things you can do. And it'll just, I think that it's very, very, very good for the deck. I was really against it at first. I mean, my first thoughts were, this is horrible. But I didn't think about the fact that you could use cards like Kuribandit, and I was already using Foolish Burial now that I looked at my list a couple minutes ago, and I used it to put Guinevere in the grave. Well, now I just send a draw it, and then just get this card, boom, a draw it, R-Futer, pop your back row, and then special summon, get back, pop your other card, and then send a billion, and just, I mean, just so on and so forth, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. It's just, the combo is really good, and it's decent play, and it's like the one play that Noble Knights can do, and this card says you can do it more often. There is the restriction of you have to have the monster and the spell in the grave. But people are already playing, what is it, like 3 Guinevere or something? So, I mean, we've got that. We've got 2 of the, like, Caliburn or 2 R-Futer or whatever the one card that you're playing it to in your build of it is. I think that the card is really good. I was seriously doubting it at first, but I actually took into account some other cards that I wasn't even thinking of using, like Kuribandit, and it seems like a much better card. So tell me what you think of this card in the comment section below. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on it. Do you think that you should use it? Do you think I should use it? I mean, I'm building the deck. Who knows? Do you think I should use Kuribandit? I don't know. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a wonderful day. Yeah.